Things are bubbling up quite nicely here. A healthy whiff of expectation laced with the odd infusion of nerves. Everyone knows what's at stake here, the chance to play on a grander stage. It is time now to focus. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. We are just getting started.
I'd really like to see Ronaldinho given freedom on the left flank here, Peter.
Yeah, the idea being that, of course, he can make good use of those dancing feet.
Yeah, and playing out wide just gives him more room and allows him to come inside onto his stronger foot, either to shoot or to link up with those who are congregating centrally.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's Immobile. Spread it left. Referee's given a throw. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Tries to get it clear. That pass has been well intercepted. And here's Totti. And here's Immobile. Now he's got space here. Bastoni promptly onto that, and that is that. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Now, that pass isn't the best. Now, that looks a decent ball. Now it's Van Basten. And here's Van Basten. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Van Basten is flagged offside. Now it's Van Basten. Now it's Immobile. Short changes him with that pass. Now it's Van Basten. And here's the chance to counter. Showing good feet. There will be a throw-in. Ronaldinho. That's tidy. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Ribéry going face-to-face with his great rival. Totti did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. It's a promising position. He has a look. Can he finish? The interplay was really good, but that's where it stops.
Totti really did pass up on a good opportunity then, but some of the build-up play was absolutely majestic.
And now a sudden chance to counter. Great defending, strong and determined. And here's Immobile. Now it's Totti.
There's a real tenacity about their defensive play, and it's up close and personal.
That's going wide left. Totti. Terrific effort! And the keeper couldn't hold it. Goal! Milan! And Milan have the lead. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, you might think I'm being a bit harsh, Peter, but I just can't help the feeling that the keeper should have done a better job. Full stop.
The first breakthrough.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Aimed beyond the defence. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. 15 minutes till half-time. Baresi shows the will to win the ball. And here's Donatoni. Oh, that's fabulous. And the shot! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Milan do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from deep, Peter. The front men have certainly been busy making the runs beyond that defence.
Well, it's a tried and tested formula, OK, but very demanding too.
Well, you need your boys up front to work it.
Can he finish? Well taken goal. They are purring, truly purring. And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Yeah, I'd rather praise the scorer than criticise the defence here. He stepped forth and conquered.
Milan are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
I don't think you need to be an expert lip reader to know what's being said here.
He has found the way through. He's having a shot! He's done very well to get to that.
Nakata really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
It's their second corner of the game. Oh, what's he giving here? He's given a penalty. Milan really could have done without this. David De Gea clearly engaging in mind games here. Calm as you like, and they're running away with it. Not much more than a formality.
I just think the keeper committed himself too early.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. And here's Van Basten. Oh, it's inches away from being a really good ball. Ronaldinho.
Ci saranno 3 minuti di recupero.
McTominay, and it's Totti. And here's Immobile. That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. Costa Curta. Totti receives it in a wide position. Ronaldinho. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. And here's Immobile. And this is chance, surely! It's a decent watch, a frantic watch. It is half-time. Well, the mood in the two camps couldn't be more different as they go in for half-time. Elation on one side, misery on the other. Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. Away we go again.
Milan really have played into their opponent's hands here, Peter, and they need to sharpen up. They'll get chances in this second half, I'm sure of that. They just have to make sure they don't waste them.
Knocks it into space. And it's Van Basten.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Real chance! And he's lifted it over.
Well, the invitation was there, so he was right, in my opinion, to take it on. Alas, it was a technical flaw.
Milan ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan.
You can
here.
run onto that. Kilitsoy! And it's there! Untouchable, remorseless, relentless, a class of their own. That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
Milan are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that. It's a pretty loose pass. Ricci. Defending was strong and firm. Now it's Van Basten. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. And it's McTominay. Now it's McTominay. Always onto this. Killishoy tries a shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Ronaldinho going forward. And here's Lautaro Martinez.
Martinez really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Attenzione, una sostituzione.
So, third corner of the game. Van Basten! Milan have the chance to go the other way. Now it's Donatoni. Not the worst cross in the world, but still room for improvement. Now it's Donatoni. And he's made sure that's not getting through. Milan needed that. They really needed it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Looking for options for movement. Now it's Ribery. And that pass just didn't quite work. Ronaldinho. And it's Silamakers. Ronaldinho. And he's being shifted off it.
Attenzione, un cambio.
Baresi. Engages and forces him off the ball. And it's Ricci. Ribery pulls off an exemplary piece of defending. Oh, they can break here. That looks a cracking ball. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 9.
Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Yeah, it's about time I think we saw some activity from the bench, but it's debatable as to what level of impact can be made from here. It's pretty late.
Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
And he's there to make the challenge. Costa Curta. And here's Ribery. McTominay. Serginho is always looking to play quality balls. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Mkhitaryan. Well, nicely intercepted.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult.
And Martinez! And a neat finish! A truly wicked strike, nigh on perfection.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
Ha segnato all'84esimo minuto. Numero 10. Sostituzione per il Milan.
Milan have opted to make another change here.
Numero 18.
Milan get their goal, a bit of respectability restored.
Il numero 11.
There's no getting past him, it's really well defended. Now it's Van Basten. Van Basten showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Martinez. And here's Lautaro Martinez. McTominay.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
He's shifting through the gears here. Backward it goes. And this is Van Basten. Oh, that was vital.
Il quarto uomo indica
Time
4
added on,
minuti di recupero.
4 minutes. And he cuts out the supply. McTominay. Tries to play it through. That ball looks a good one. Totti. Quality ball. Now it's Martinez. It's played through for him. Oh, a gilt-edged chance! Shot at goal! It's a goal! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of...
The referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. A performance of perspiration, work rate, grit, and those are very good qualities that might have got them something on another day. Sadly, not today. Your reflections then, Jim?
Well, look, it was very one-sided. Their players didn't turn up for the first half, and then it all went downhill.
Things are bubbling up quite nicely here. A healthy whiff of expectation laced with the odd infusion of nerves. Everyone knows what's at stake here. The chance to play on a grander stage. It is time now to focus. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So things are underway. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Yeah, Luka Modric. He's someone, Peter, who reads the game that little bit quicker than everyone else. He's got fantastic technique too, and that allows him to weigh his through balls to near perfection, as well as keep hold of it when he's under pressure. He's a real leader out there, someone who can take control of the game and maintain it.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Tries to play it through. He's found the way through. Played in. A header! There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. There's the shot! Superb goal!
Well, what a statement of intent. Who better to be the one to have the first say? A cracking opening to this game.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Südtirol are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
So, a breakthrough already. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
That is a great pick out. And a header! Van Basten gets flagged offside. Well, that has not gone well. Tries to pass it through. He's had it taken off him. Milan are behind here, despite their domination of possession. And here's Lautaro Martinez. Martinez running with the... Takes a shot! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
He's definitely living up to the occasion here. He just loves being out there amongst it.
A few ironic cheers tell the story. Salmakers. Now it's Donatoni.
Milan really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
A corner it is then. Corner number 2 then.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
In the end, they found themselves penned in, nowhere to go. Now it's Batistuta. And this is De Bruyne. Boys bustling through here. That pass has been well intercepted. Pavard. And this is De Bruyne. Real chance! And he's been shifted off it. And he's forced to go back. Now it's Batistuta. Oh, that's superb. Tries one from range. A collective sigh of relief from the defence. Salmakers aims beyond the defence. Donadoni gets into a good position. Hernandez did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye. Oh, shooting chance! They've got to be quick to recover this. Milan do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from deep, Peter. The front men have certainly been busy making the runs beyond that defence.
Well, it's a tried and tested formula, OK, but very demanding too.
Well, you need your boys up front to work extremely hard, and you need to get the passing right as well, of course.
That has been cut short. Hernandez. Well, that pass isn't the best.
Milan truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
Ribéry! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Ribéry really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
So, third corner of the game. Martinez is there, and he can get that clear. Played with finesse. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Donadoni touches it back. Ricci. Salamakers. Donadoni. Salamakers has it out wide and in space. Impressive job! It's in! And he is away! The launch of a brand new hero. Terrific header. He met that with aplomb.
Well, when you get service like that into the box, you can't go wrong.
Milan restore parity.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Not the most accurate pass. And it's De Bruyne. De Bruyne. There's the delivery. And it's safely in the keeper's hands. And now the breakaway. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. The midway point of the game.
Well, I think it's been a fantastic watch, with chances created at either end. But it has to be said, neither team have been particularly clinical with their finishing.
Milan are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half. And the finish! Goal, Milan! And the comeback is complete. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Well, the defence were being far too casual there, Peter. Far too slow to switch on to the danger. That's the kind of thing that makes managers go crazy.
Shot a goal! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, this time surely! Cleared away. And he's gone looking for safety. McTominay. Played into space. Ronaldinho picks it up out wide.
Incentive set and incentive met. Now they've got to take it on another level.
he's undercooked that. That's been cut out, well played. And here's Lautaro Martinez. Batistuta stood his ground strongly. Chiellini did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. McTominay. And here's Lautaro Martinez.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Ribery is sporting a guilty look after that.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Getting up there!
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
This is a really front-footed approach.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
And he's made sure that's not getting through. Ronaldinho is onto it in a flash. Now it's Ronaldinho. That's good defending, very good defending.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 14.
Corner number 4 coming up here.
Modric. Lascia il campo per il numero
Oh,
19.
good effort! And now they can spring out of defence. It's a promising position. Oh, well played, well played. Milan are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking for change in a tight game like this, Peter, it's all about getting the timing right.
It was all about the quality of the delivery, and they come away with nothing. McTominay. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Barella has been caught there, it's a foul. Well, you might think he got off lightly, it is just a verbal warning.
Per il Milan. Numero 18. Numero 9. Lasciano il campo per
McTominay.
il numero 21.
Great vision.
Il numero 10.
Quick look, thought about cutting inside. And it's Hernandez. He is through here.
Sütterol really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Dybala. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
That's a cute ball.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
That is good alertness. De Bruyne.
They want to be quick here, it's breakaway time.
He's picked his way through.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
He's having a shot! It's a goal! And right near the end, we have parity. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
Well, those players out there must be exhausted now, Peter, but at least they have momentum, which all goes well if this goes to extra time.
De Bruyne, and De Bruyne! Not a bad try by any means.
De Bruyne is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
That's a shade optimistic. De Gea with the clearance. And that's been won straight back. 4 extra minutes added on. McTominay. This is had a shot! And the ball's come loose here. So that means another 30 minutes football. So, Jim, any strong opinions after all of that?
Well, we can only hope we get an extra-time contest of similar ambition, provided fatigue doesn't begin to play a part.
No winner after 90 minutes, another 30 minutes, hopefully to make a difference.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 4. Viene sostituito con il
No winner in 90, 30 more to come. Milan pay the price for failing to close out the match in normal time. Can they avoid the same fate here, where the consequences are still more serious? And he's picked it up out wide. He's shifting through the gears here. Ronaldinho, he's rising! Oh, he's done it! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it?
Gol per il Milan.
Oh, lovely header, but really it was all about the delivery.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Lascia il campo per il numero 23.
Milan leading now. Serginho going face-to-face with his great rival. And this is Ronaldinho. He's got away. Baresi, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Now it's Yildiz. Threads one in. Chance! And yes, it's there! They're level in a trice!
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less. Yeah, to see it unfold as succinctly as that, it looks telepathic.
And the shot! A potential goal of the season contender, if only.
He's absolutely full of energy here. Definitely had the right idea. A shame he just couldn't finish it off.
Tomori. Well, what about it? Milan certainly weren't expecting this. De Bruyne knocks it into space. De Bruyne. Fofana. Well, he's ended up in no man's land. And it's Denzel Dumfries looking for options for movement. And we're halfway through extra time. So both parties have given everything to this point in extra time. 15 minutes remain. And they have to turn their efforts to those minutes very soon. Exhaustion, physical and mental. Will we find a winner? They have played themselves to a near standstill. What is left in the tank now? Can he get on the end of this? Tomori. And it's been given away. And the shot! Incredible! Just incredible! Oh, that has got to be it! This has to be it! Pressure, what pressure? He feels none of it.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
And now he has two. So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
I think this team shows great willpower and a wonderful never-say-die attitude. No other outfit can match them. They just keep going. Superb.
Ricci. And here's Yildiz. De Bruyne. Nicked it back promptly. Can he finish? And that's a tidy finish. That is remarkable. All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
It is compelling, this, utterly compelling.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response. I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Ricci promptly onto that, and that is that. Lovely pass, but can he get there? So there you have it, penalties. Milan tie it up, just about.
I can only applaud the sheer doggedness and tenacity on show in watching both teams refusing to lose. I mean, they both ran their socks off.
So here comes the ultimate pressure moment. Penalties are imminent. So, are we ready? Dybala is first to take the long walk. Oh, it's a really good save.
Well, I think the keeper did very well to stay upright until the very end.
Dovbyk pondering where to put it. Rifles it home.
I thought he handled the pressure really well there. His focus cut right through it.
Milan feeling the pressure.
Pick your spot, don't change your mind, and the keeper should be neutralised.
Dumfries, second in line for them. Oh, that's a great get by the keeper.
Well, he felt the goalkeeper outstared him there, which gave him the edge.
Now it is the turn of the captain. That's a brilliant read.
Well, I think the keeper did very well to stay upright until the very end.
De Bruyne is third in line.
I don't think there was ever any doubt, really, Peter. Certainly not in his mind.
Milan are looking to keep pace here.
Well, he totally nailed that penalty, picked his spot, and didn't change.
So the fourth man in line walking up to the spot. Dispatched emphatically.
It was well disguised. It gave no inkling as to where he was going on that. We're talking about a pressure penalty.
It's in. Pick that one out.
I thought he handled the pressure really well there. His focus cut right through it.
Oh, he saved it! And that takes us to sudden death. A huge pressure penalty, reserved only for the bravest of men. Great penalty, outwitted the keeper.
How confident was that? Backed himself all the way. Well, you know what I'm going to say, Peter. It's all about nerve.
And that is the end of that.
Oh, just allow me to get my breath back a little here, Peter. What an ending. Fantastic.
Milan have done it. The perfect outcome in this most pressured of games. Your reflections then, Jim?
Milan really deserve a lot of credit for what I'm sure would be a real confidence-boosting win. Such a huge game being played. There were so many factors that would have got the doubters going, but I guess they'll all go a little quiet now.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for.